Well, it's great to be with you all today at Pilot Mountain State Park and to talk to some of the men and women who've been working so hard over the past week battling this fire. I've spent some time talking to them, went up to the summit, talked to some of the firefighters who were on the job. We actually saw a couple of deer running through, so we know that this park will quickly come back to life, and we're excited about that. But I just want to thank all of the folks with the Forest Service, with the state parks, with emergency management, with Stokes and Surrey County, town of Pilot Mountain, and all of the volunteer firefighters and fire departments and the number of chiefs who are here today for the coordinated effort. And I also want to thank the people of this area of the state. All of them stepped up, started donating food and water and helping the local fire departments. And I will tell you, you've done a great job. They've got enough. And what we'd want to say to you is that these local fire departments are always needing your help, and they need your financial contributions more than anything else right now. So if you feel so moved and you feel grateful for their service, then make a donation to the local fire department. I'm so impressed with the firefighters here who are working so hard, the coordinators. I have three of our people in my cabinet today: our Transportation Secretary, Eric Boyette, our Department of Public Safety Secretary, Eddie Buffalo, and our Department of Natural and Cultural Resources Secretary, Reed Wilson. We also have Dwayne Patterson here, who's head of our state parks. It's still some danger out there with snags, as they call them, the trees that are very large and could come down and can hurt people. So I think from henceforth, as we all look forward to at some point down the road this park reopening and making sure this fire is mostly tamped down, that we put safety first. And I think the community would want to make sure that we put safety first. Safety of these firefighters, safety of any visitors that might come to enjoy this park. So I'm very grateful for the chance to get to talk to people who are doing this job and doing it well. We're very proud of our state parks. We know that this one will bounce back. Nature is resilient, and I think some good forestry planning had gone into place where there had been some control burns that helped. And we look forward to getting back to normal as quickly as possible. And we are deeply grateful that there were no lives lost here. And that's credit to the people who are working so hard. So I'll be glad to take some questions and then let some of my colleagues say a word or two if they'd like. But questions you guys might have.
Cassie Sherman with ABC 45. What would you say is the biggest takeaway from driving through and seeing the damage in a place that's so iconic to our area?
Yeah. You know, this park is one of the great state parks in North Carolina, and it hurts to see it consumed in fire. But what struck me is looking at the trees that are still standing, talking to the firefighter who are putting out the smoldering flames at this point, that this can come back really quickly. And I think the fact that this park, I think they did the right things, because this park has pretty dangerous terrain when you look up here and realize how difficult it can be. So fighting a fire on those kinds of steep plains and rough terrains, I think they did the right thing in choosing where their fire lines were. And I think they understand that this park can be very resilient. There have been fires here before, and we can bounce back from this.
And one more, when it comes to the response and knowing that this fire was man-made and started by a campfire that wasn't supposed to be there, how hard is the state going to be going on trying to find out why this happened or who did this?
I think people are very concerned about who would do this and the fact that this was done. And it should be an example to everyone that don't be setting fires in places where you're not supposed to. And when you do have a campfire where you can have one, obviously not now because of the burning ban, but you got to watch it and be very careful. I don't know who might want to address that question. Yep.
Obviously, our law enforcement agents will be looking into it. We're continuing to investigate. We do have the origin cause determined now, but as far as follow-up to try and determine the responsible party, as an agency, we're continuing to do that. We don't have any information at that time, but our agents are working on that. So.
While you're up there, is it still 80% contained at the moment?
Yes, ma'am. 80% containment. We expect the containment on this fire to increase. You'll see more containment tomorrow. We're having good success out on the fire line today, so we'll probably see that come up tomorrow and then additionally in the next couple of days. And we're striving to hopefully have 100% containment by the end of the weekend if things continue to stay positive.
Any other information that you want to give them while you're up there about what's going on?
No, I think we're having good success. There's still some work to be done up here by our firefighters. We also have some repair work to do where we put dozer line in. We're going to continue to work that. That's going to be ongoing. We don't want to do that too soon because we still have firefighter apparatus and we still have firefighters in the area. So we're going to make sure that before we decide to repair and do all the renovations on the fire lines, we want to make sure that the area is safe and we have the fire out. So that's where we are at this point. Going forward in the next few days, it's going to be continue to mop up, continue to take down hazardous snags, which can cause containment issues or pose a hazard to firefighters, and then we're going to continue to work on rehabilitating the fire lines that we have in place.
Mayor, you want to say a word?
Sure. Just want to thank the North Carolina Forest Service, all of our volunteer fire departments, all of our first responders, everyone involved with this. It's been such a tremendous outpouring of support from our community and really from all over the country. We've heard folks as far away as Texas and Louisiana that have reached out with support, wanting to know what all they could do for us. And it's really been tremendous. And being able to be here today and see the kind of work that our North Carolina Forest Service has done and the way that our rangers have set them up to be successful, it's really encouraging and we're really grateful for them. Of course, Pilot Mountain State Park's an important place for life in Pilot Mountain, in the town of Pilot Mountain, and we're so grateful for the work that they've done to preserve it.
Any other questions? Yes.
This is not the only fire burning in North Carolina right now. This is an issue across the state. After talking with the firefighters, how concerned are you about the fatigue, and if there's another fire in next week, the week after, about managing just the work and the amount of effort that goes into putting out a fire like that?
We know that when we have a time of low humidity, when we haven't had a lot of rain, when we have a lot of wind, that there's a greater chance for forest fires, and it's one of the reasons why the burning ban is in place now. And yeah, we do have another fire burning right now in McDowell County, and I think that they are working hard to contain that fire. But we know that this is a 24-hour deal. When we have a forest fire, there's a lot of strategy involved as to where you set your lines, and you have to balance preserving forests while making sure that you don't come in too close where you get into public safety issues. So yeah, I'm concerned about the frontline firefighters and the hard work that they have to do, but they are professionals, and I think they're ready to step up at any time and do the job whenever we need them. And I've appreciated the cooperation that we've had with other states. I know that we've helped a number of other states, particularly out west, and we've established some good relationships. We've learned some things. So I think we, from a state perspective, are ready to give our firefighters whatever help that they need, and the Forest Service, we're grateful for the good work that they've done. Anything else? Guys, anybody else? Say a word or two? Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Great.
Thanks a lot. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.